Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. I'm making a tag book and I'm sort of doing it a bit off the hoof. So, and I didn't want to make it too big. So I'll show you what I've done and then we can follow on from there. So I've taken a card. So let me show you. I was given quite a few of these card bases and I thought, well, they're 5 by 5s or 10 inches by 5 inches. So they're like that. So 10 inches by 5 inches and then they just fold in half like that. And I thought, well, I want to make some tags, but I want to make a tag book and I don't want to do bindings on each one. So I took this and I cut it down to 3 inches by 5 inches, which gives more of a tag shape. So that's 3 inches by 5 inches. It left me with a piece which was, put that there, a little strip that came down on here. And that's what I then did my binding with. So I've taken that is 1/4 of an inch. So 1/2 an inch scored in half to make 1/4 of an inch just for a binding. So that's the bit that we're going to use that I've started to do on there. Now, covering the paper, I just took some, and I'm going to do this last one on here, just some pieces which are 5 inches by 3 inches. And I did one which was a... Sorry, my bits are now falling down on here. I did one that was torn pieces, but I didn't want them all to be torn, so I've done the torn pieces just in the center tags, and there's going to be 9 tags. So 3 bases like this. And then all we do with this is literally just put it in here. Now, I haven't done all of this for you because it's fairly straightforward. If anybody is stuck with any of these bits, then just leave me a message in the description box and I will try and help out. But I think this is fairly sort of straightforward on here. Okay, so that's given us all of those pieces. So you take this. You take your make a wedge on there, which again is quite easy, just with a pair of scissors, snip it, take that piece, put it on the other side so you've got it the same. And then on this you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides that you need to decorate. So we've got on this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that we've done. And I've got another one here that's 4 that we've done. And then I've got the center one, which this is the one with the torn pieces. And I've put on each one of these, I've put the binding. So I've put the binding on like this on this side. So you've got just one bit like that and the other bit sticking up. And then do exactly the same on the other side. So take another one, put it on here and glue it. And then that gives you this. So you're now with me at the same stage. Okay, so what I want to do on this is I want to use the bone folder and I just want to give it a little bit of an extra sort of creasing on here. Once it's all done, I will give it an extra crease as well. But this then gives you, because you've got this fold, so you're not having to do as many folds in there. Now I want this piece, I quite like this to have that. I think I'm going to have that in on the front. That's going to be in the inside. So if I have that on the front and that on the back, or the other way round, that's going to be my inside piece, isn't it? So I want to have this. I'm just working out which is going to be my front cover and which is going to be the back cover. So I want that to be my front cover. And then I want this one. Oh, I could have them both with... That can be my back cover, can't it? Okay, so what I want to do on here, and it might end up with different colours, is I want to glue this one on here. And I want to glue this on here. Okay. Then I want, so this is my centre. I want this one, and we're going to have this at the front, I think. So I want to have this one in here like that. And I want to try and glue that in so that comes neatly. Those are in the centre. And then I want, whoops, that one's fallen out. I need to glue that one on again. I don't know quite why that one's just come out on there. That should be fine. That's on there. So that's my front. That's going to be my you know, when you get it in a bit where you're like, does that go there or does that go there? And you're not quite sure. That you want to have in on the centre piece. So that's going to have to go in on, there we go. That's got to go in like that on there, I think, hasn't it? That, no, we've got another piece going in. A bit of a pickle on this one. That's where I need to do it. Right. Okay, this has got to come in on this bit. You know, when you turn it round, so you've got one piece like this. This has got to come in onto that edge. So let me just glue this, because what we're doing is we're just making a seam in here so that you've got room for it to open up without it going everywhere. So let me just, oh, don't you hate it when the glue doesn't want to come out properly? That's better. Okay, so this has then got to come in like this. So that's going to go in on this piece like that, and we just need to make sure that we get it all up at the same side like that. And then this one is going to have this one in on here. And have I got my, yes, I have got that nice one there. And we'll have this one in on the back. That's going to go in like that on there. So I just need to put it up to make sure that that comes in nicely on there. I need to just ease it up a little bit on there actually. Let's just take that so that that's, I'm just trying to get it so that it's quite tight on there like that. Put this down like that, because what we should have then is, can you see how it binds over, and it means that it goes quite nice and flat. That back one's just a little bit, isn't quite as good on there, is it? Okay, so we now have that one, which is our centre. That's our binding on there, which, as I say, we can then make sure is nice and tight. That's our second binding on there, and then that comes to the back. So what I want to do now is to just take this on like this, take that on like that, and then each one of these fold it down so that it comes in nicely like that. Now I could have done it before I put the papers on, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be actually doing all sorts of things with these papers, so we can make it a little bit better. Now we've got to do this bit. Now you can use a canvas paper. I'm going to use This is literally some packing tape because it's quite strong. And what I want to do is just take that off of there. I always do a piece so that I can have it quite neat. So I want this to be just this length like that. And I'm going to do it so that it comes sort of in half. So I'm going to do it to there because I can always trim it off a bit. Take that like that, and I'm going to do it so that it comes nice and straight. You want something that's got a little bit of flex in it because you're doing it across on this spine. So I'm going to take it from there. I want it to come down right at the bottom like that. Okay, so that comes up on that edge. Then I can fold it round over on that spine and take it in on the other side like that. So if you look on here, that's come nice and neatly on there. I've got a little bit of a ridge on there, but that doesn't matter too much. And the good thing about this tape is it's almost see-through. So when you put it in, you don't see that much of it. But again, it doesn't matter. So that basically is our tag book ready to go. Okay, so we now need to start doing some decorating and things like that because I've literally just given things, and we can do some pockets and things like that in there. And what I thought I'd use is I've got this lovely book here, which again I was gifted. So I'm very lucky. I've no idea how old it is, but it was a Graphic 45 paper crafting paper, and it has the most lovely things on here. So I'm going to take this one straight away because I want to have lots of pieces in there. So I can see straight away that there's a lovely sort of Paris thing on here. So I'm going to cut this out. And we can have tags, and I could have actually cut it round so that it makes it like a stamp, but I think I'm just going to have the image on here. And I'm just going to start this, and then I'm going to come back and do the rest of it in another video so you can see how it progresses and what we end up doing with it. So that's this one. There's some lovely stamps in here, so I'm just going to take those up because they will work well. And as I say, use all of the little ephemera and bits and pieces that you have. It just so happens, as I say, that I was gifted this book of papers, and I thought, right up my street. So I thought I would use some of them. And I'm just going to use a little bit. This again is a lovely postcard. And we can have them as inserts, we can have them as tags, all sorts of, just throwing it all on the floor. But you can see on this that you can take all sorts of pieces just out of this one sheet like that. So that can go there. And even if I turn around and take that to there, that's quite a nice, just a piece like that. So I'm just going to take those few pieces to start off with to just give you an idea, and then we're going to come back and I am going to do the whole of the decorating of this because there's going to be quite a lot of sponging and things like that that I've got to do before I start. But for example, we could have this on in the center, and that could make the center of the tag. Bit of lace and stuff like that, I think that might actually work really well. But you can see, you don't see much of the paper. So again, for example, if I wanted to put in here like a little fold tag out piece, if I wanted to have something else in here, I'm going to do this to cover it all up. So I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to come back for the next video, and we're going to carry on and decorate the whole of the tag book and make it look really lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that process. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.